so fast, all tied up like a captive. I'm on to you. Used to pay to my mom life, standing on rainbows, playing it cool. I haven't felt this in ages, and I've no more patience. So won't you please stay a bit longer? You're making me stronger, making me stronger. Stay a bit longer. You're making me stronger, making me stronger. You get stronger. Open eye, feel the waves cut through me. Hypnotized by the sounds I'm breathing in. Hold tight, chemicals collide. Hold tight, hold tight, hold tight. Dripping lights paint the skies, all because of you. Dripping lights paint the skies, only you can make me move. Can make me move. Can make me
Hold me close till I get up. Time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch up all the rules and imagine a utopia? Darling, I'm just so fed up with these expectations. They keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm gonna live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start to see, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a, yeah.
Good evening. What is up, fellow astronomers and makers and engineers and cool people? What's happening, everybody? Hello. Happy start to the week. Still trying to kind of get my shit together. Our friend Mazif, our good friend Mazif, posted a link to a video about how to use the OCal camera collimator for telescopes. And I watched that video and it gave me some ideas, which was really dangerous. Because, you know, half an hour before the stream starts, I'm like, oh, let me try adjusting my collimation again. So I'm literally like at the very last second here, fiddling with that. So literally during that like 10-minute intro time, I got my whole shit set up. That worked out perfectly. Got my like streaming, got the music, got the tab, most of the tabs open. And I got the telescope set up outside. So I kind of rushed to get that going, but then I kind of also realized that like we still probably got like an hour until, you know, full darkness, right? So, yeah, I guess we'll, I don't know, we'll just have to have a little chat while we wait for it to get dark. Hello, Mithridites Astro. Good evening. Myth is setting up his telescope. Mazif setting up his telescope. Who else is getting set up out there? Who has clear skies tonight? I think it's supposed to be a pretty darn good night. Let me check the astrospheric forecast where I'm at. Yeah, it shows the seeing being like below average until 8, and then it shows just average seeing. Maybe a little bit of transparency issues coming in early in the morning, but should be a pretty decent night. I got some data last night, and which is great. Let me just set up the super chat goal here. Like a super chat goal on YouTube, 5 super chats is treat time for the cat, and that's fun for me, fun for you guys, fun for the cat. Let's see. I also want to get my background music. We want the kind of the chill background music going also. Well, maybe we'll stick with the sort of energy music for now. Oh, this is the one I wanted to go to. There we go. Yeah, so what's up, everybody? So, yeah, last night, I guess the biggest news as far as telescope projects and stuff for me has been the camera collimator. And so I was working with our friend Jay Bigley. He's built one also. And let me see if I can find yeah, some links to what my collimation is looking like. So yeah, okay, this is what I had last night. So this is with my DIY, calling it the decal, you know, the free open source version of the OCal. And so we're looking at these concentric circles, and I think this was pretty good last night. And I messed with it today. Probably shouldn't have, because I think that was kind of nailing it. Although actually maybe not, because I realized there was another thing to kind of check for. And so today I have a slightly different, for tonight I have a slightly different, I guess you could say, version of that. And let me see if I can bring, I need to share that screenshot. Oh, I have Discord on the tablet. It's on the tablet, and so I need to get the tablet somehow onto the streaming PC. And I can do that through Discord. Let me, let's go, we'll put that in, Astro Technical. Oh, and I just see Mazif posted a video in there that's interesting too to check out. Maybe interesting to check out. Okay, so that's what I had last night. And so this is where I'm at tonight. I'm kind of looking at this screenshot. I'm kind of thinking that it's not quite center dot, not quite centered. And you can see my secondary is not quite looking perfectly circular. But what you can't see in here is I think I have the primary centered a bit better, if that makes any sense. So, yeah, actually just looking at the screenshot not right now, I feel like I could maybe get that a little bit better. So maybe I mean, we've got some time before it gets dark. And we definitely want things to be perfect, right? So maybe, although I'm looking at this too, and it looks like my focuser tube circle. It's funny. I'm looking at this in the screenshot. For some reason, it seems different. Maybe because it's larger. I'm looking at a larger screen. But the red circle does look to be not quite concentric. There's a bit more space up here than there is down here. So I'm thinking I do want to try to make an adjustment. It's very, very slight, but we want, you know, we want these things to be, you know, we want to get as close to perfect as we can, right? Let me get the security camera up. So unfortunately, I can't stream the collimation image because I need it on my tablet out there. So I don't have a way to stream that. Actually, can I do that? Oh, maybe I can do it from Discord on here. Oh, maybe can I do that through Discord? Hold on, guys. We might be on the brink here of a. Why is this? Back. No. Discord app is acting weird. I'll restart that. So maybe I can share the Discord screen and then okay, that's not what I want. Oh, can I do that? Oh, maybe I can't even do that. Oh, yeah, so the Discord app, does that not allow you to share a screen? Let's see. I know you can share the screen with the Discord app on PC. Oh, share your screen. Okay, hold on. Okay, share on my screen. So can I see it over here though? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not gonna. I would have to have like another. I'd have to have like another Discord account. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's not gonna work. Okay. Let me get the security cam up. There it is. Look at how bright it is out there. And look at that nice new pier on tripod and pier. Thanks to our friend Dan O for that. And good evening, Jonathan, over on YouTube, by the way. If I didn't mention you, nice to have you here. Okay, so this is the camera collimator device. Still can't make flats. I've had some flat issues this morning. I might have to play with that a little bit. So I'm gonna go and yeah, see if maybe I can't. It looks like, I mean, just like a teeny bit of adjustment on the primary and the secondary, and we'll get this. And or the, yeah, maybe just need to move the focuser tube, the whole circle situation. So I'll go put this on, and you guys can watch. Whoops. We don't want to do that. Oh, that's weird. Security cam. That one. There it is. Yeah. All right. So let me pop outside.
All right, should be on the mobile mic now. Make sure the balance is much better. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. You sort of want to balance on that's one particular side of the pier or whatever, right, Myth? So, that is a nice thing about these Strainwave gear drive mounts is that you don't, not having to worry about the balance of the telescope is kind of a nice feature, honestly, because when you have so many things to worry about with this stuff, any one less thing, any one less thing you can have to mess with and to go wrong and to have issues with is kind of a win. So, yeah. What's up, old curmudgeon? It is a bit early. Yeah. I didn't really. Maybe I'm just not used to the time change. What's up? Yeah, the time zone change. Yeah, it's probably not proper dark until 8 o'clock or so, right? So I need to get some other stuff here. So since we have time. It went from blue to night vision. Yeah, so it just got dark enough for the night vision to kick on. Yeah. Just literally, while you were saying that, not dark enough. Okay, so I need to take out my filter. And I'll put that into this filter tray that our friend Jay Bigley designed. Thank you, Bigley, for doing that for me, for us. And probably this will be easier if I take the dew shield off. I'll take off the main camera. What I really like about this camera collimator system is you attach the camera collimator right here on your imaging train where your main camera connects. And so to me, that seems really slick because then your collimating device is getting the exact same view as your main imaging camera, right? So, it should be as centered and as concentric as your main camera. So, or maybe you should think about that the other way around, that your main camera is as concentric as your collimation device. So I was just going to try to make a minor adjustment. Let's see. Yeah. Yes, camera can still be color once. Yeah. Yeah, it's just a little bit. It's still too bright for stars, at least for all but the brightest stars outside right now. But yeah, there's definitely still a little bit of blue to the sky. Okay, but we may have problems with not enough light to collimate. How about that? Still no. Okay, so this is going to be... Oh, we can lower the exposure time. It wants to do auto when I set it up here. Yeah, still definitely not. Okay, so that's definitely a challenge with this device. I may need to get like a dull flashlight to shine down in there. For now, I think we'll try the red light. See if that's enough. That's probably not gonna work. It's kind of having Yeah, I need like a bright but soft and diffuse light, I think, for this to work. Well, maybe I can kind of just look at it here. Yeah, that's not gonna do it. Interesting. Yeah, it's like too bright, so I get all kinds of like glare and stuff. So, yeah. Interesting. Okay, well, I guess we'll just kind of go with, well, I can kind of see the center dot. At least maybe I can make an adjustment to that. Although I can't. No, this isn't going to work. I'm just going to make it worse. All right, I'm not going to mess with it. I'm not going to mess with it. Too late. But a good, important lesson learned that I do need to do this when there's more light. Or I need to figure out some sort of supplementary light source that will do it for me. Okay. All right. Well, we learned something. That's an important thing too. All right. Take the camera collimator, and I still need to get the video for this project up. The project files are on Patreon for Patreon supporters. But if you're interested in making your own DIY camera collimator, join the Discord. And if you're not already on there, and maybe I'll just share the files on there because I've been kind of slow getting that going. Doing projects is kind of and making videos and documenting projects is kind of a tricky thing for me because I want to actually do the work on these projects, but then doing the documentation and trying to do like a video at the same time, it's like a whole other project, 2-in-1 projects. So especially if I'm doing a lot of troubleshooting, it can be hard to document when I'm trying to figure stuff out, right? So all right, well, we'll just come back in and hang out with the fellas. Oh, a chatbot. Hey, Upbeat Malice, you're a chatter. You can get banned. Just a couple clicks on it to do that. What's up, John Klopp?
Changing back to the. Whoops, I muted it for some reason. All right, what's up? Who's what did I miss out on? So we're just waiting for darkness here. Darkness. iPad or tablet with a white screen. Yeah, that could be, because you could change the. It would be diffuse, right? And then you could lower the brightness or increase the brightness. Well, that might work. That might work better. Could give that a try. Not tonight though. I think it's kind of as close as I can get the collimation. Just kind of nitpicking anyways. Mithrilites all set up and ready for stars. Right on. Yeah, I see we probably got like another half an hour here. I can connect to my remote desktop situation and get this going here. I got some data last night. I'm pretty sure I had good collimation. Good enough for me, I guess. Also running a new... There's a lot of fist shaking going on here. Whoops, that's the wrong thing to hide. Security cam. A bright star. Maybe. No, I don't think so, because it's a point source. You need to fill light. A bright star would work for like a defocus collimation test. Also working with a new tripod. Our friend Dan donated this old Skywatcher EQ6R or whatever, kind of a standard design aluminum tripod. You can see it's kind of beat up, but it will get still has plenty of service life in it, and this pure extension that he made. So I drove out to Dan's place yesterday, and we had to modify. We just had to drill and tap new hole in the bottom plate on my wedge so I could mount my mount to the new mount. And so there's the new tripod, much wider base, should be a much more sturdier setup. Well, I'm kind of mostly streaming on days when it's sunshine, right? Because if it's raining, then we're not doing Astro. So, yeah. It's a bit, definitely more sturdy. Being all the way extended out, this height is obviously not ideal. And but I need to be tall so I can see over the roof of the apartment building. So, Dan is the man. Yeah. Hey, Cosmic Wonders from India. Glad to see you again here. I am doing pretty good, my friend. Pretty good. We're just waiting for darkness. Waiting for astronomical darkness, or at least dark enough to see some stars. And so I'm showing off my new tripod setup here. New to me. And the I saw that you got that tube, Bigley. That's great. That's good. Glad you have that. Yeah, so this is the new sub, and yeah, I sent this picture to my girlfriend, and she's like it looks sturdy, but that she was like, that power strip down there doesn't look very sturdy. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I see this table right here. Like, I slide that table, but I guess I could strap it to the tripod leg. That's one of those things that's like, duh, I should totally do. And I don't know, never got around to doing that. Awesome, cool. Yeah, I will be excited to see some subs from that. Man, Bortle 6.7 sounds like a luxury compared to what we're at here. Just another view of the rig here. So, more sturdy, another level. Everything I add, everything I do that's different is like another level of difficulty and like hassle and setting it up, and moving this thing out onto the balcony and extending the tripod legs is kind of annoying. But yeah, there's actually some Velcro on this tripod here, so I'll figure something out one of these days. So yeah, put it on the tripod leg. Yep. Well, I'm sure that's a lot of areas like that, Curmudgeon, where it's your formerly Bortle 5 is now a 7. I guess the good thing about where I'm at is it can't get any brighter. Oh, are you seeing enough stars for an autofocus? Let me shoot 5 seconds here and see what I get. No, it's not daytime, Cosmic. This is a picture from earlier in the day, yesterday. But yeah, I am also seeing little out of focus stars. I must have racked on my focus a little bit. So actually, I think I'm not sure if I can get enough stars to reliably plate solve yet, but I can go get the focus dialed a bit better. So I will pop outside and do that. and then I'll show you guys some data that I got from yesterday, or from last night. That is pretty much the case, Curmudgeon. I think I was, yeah, one time, I think I've, okay, other than the Orion Nebula, you can see, because it's so bright and brilliant, you can actually see a decent amount of detail in the Orion Nebula, especially with a filter, from where I'm at. The only other deep sky object I've been able to see from the balcony is, like, I think M13, one of the globular clusters, like, just barely faintly could make it out. What's up, Misadventures in Astro? How's it going, brother? Are you getting your scope set up too, or are you already set up? There's like, we're all getting our scopes going here. Mithridice has got his, he's on the polar alignment. And Mazif is getting set up. So I'm about to just pop outside real quick and work on my focus. So just take a minute and then we'll come back in. So I will... why is that not showing? Oh, that's the wrong thing. And why is that not showing? Cool, that just decided to not work. Well, maybe I need to go and restart the that security camera. I gotta go out there anyway. So I'll be outside real quick and I'll be back in a minute. Dave, please suggest for me for 3D print autofocuser project for your scope. Ah. Cool, we got the security camera back up. You have an iXOS 100 PCM. I don't know what that is. Oh, is that the mount? Ah, okay. Yeah. Okay. You have an ASStroMaster 130 EQ scope. It's probably a oh, okay. Well, as far as I know, yeah, I don't know any 3D printed autofocuser projects other than the one that I did. And the one that I did, I kind of don't recommend. Oh, sorry, I'm supposed to be showing this. So that's his scope. So you could definitely, you could definitely make that work with my autofocuser. 3D models. So you could definitely make it work with the autofocuser that I designed. The problem with this is that it's expensive. I used a miniature harmonic reducer for a gearbox on here. It's a 50-to-1 ratio, which makes for a very cool, sleek looking little compact focuser and has zero backlash. It's pretty cool. It's pretty rad. The problem with this is it's expensive. That harmonic reducer is like 150 bucks. So you can buy like a Gemini autofocuser on AliExpress for like somewhere between $60 and $80. So there may be you could probably build something like this for around $50 or $60, but honestly, probably not much cheaper than that, right? So yeah, at 50 bucks for one of those Gemini autofocusers that you can get on AliExpress, like I think it's gonna be hard to beat that, even going a DIY route, right? So because you need to buy a stepper motor, and this thing is a stepper motor, and so the stepper drivers that control it is on board on the OnStep computer. So if you're not running OnStep, then you'd have to have a way to control the stepper motor, which means you need stepper drivers and a control board for that. And so the thing about the ZWO and the Gemini is they're USB devices, so they've got all that on board, right? Yeah, this teeny little harmonic drive is like 150 bucks. Yeah, it's totally not. That's why I put this design online. I show people I built it, but I'm like, don't build this because it's not. Like, I did it because I saw that and I was like, dude, that's so awesome. They make harmonic reducers that tiny. I'm like, I had to have one. And so it's kind of a, yeah, it's kind of a fun project, not a efficient, financially at least, project. You're at a B2 site right now, Misadventures? Oh man, clouds, dust storm, and blizzard conditions with 60+ mile per hour gusts. That doesn't sound very good for. That sounds like a proper misadventure in Astro. If that's what you're experiencing right now. Yeah. Okay. Is it dark enough yet? It's getting close. 7:43. Man, we've been streaming for 45 minutes. The time flies, huh? All right, and I'm gonna bring up the OnStep app on my phone, and we'll connect, and we'll get the remote desktop view here going. Wonder how big a harmonic would be for a 10-inch newt. What do you mean for like a mount? Curmudgeon? All right, so let's go ahead and we will unpark the mount. And let's do another 2-second exposure. Just see that we can see some little bitty stars in there. Pretty circular looking, that's good to see. Okay, now we need to bring up this security cam so I can see what I'm doing. And I need to slew. What is up with this thing? Why does this thing keep disconnecting? That's kind of lame. Okay, so now I will slew to a zenith-like area. And it is slowing? No? Yes? Slowing very slow. Slew fast. There we go. Now we're slewing. Ah, gotcha. So Maziv just posted a video in the Discord of I think it was like a 40-pound payload of a rather large telescope on a harmonic drive. Yeah, AM5 with a 40-pound payload, which looks like that may be a 12-inch newt, a rather large. So check the Discord for that if you're not in there. Why is this webcam keep frickin', dude, these Stupid freaking. Nice, dude. Right on. All right, I am about ready to start working on that myself. Actually, I'm gonna run the autofocus first. Yeah. Let me get the link in there. Let me get the link. I usually pin the link on the YouTube anyways, and I forgot to do that because I was rushing to set everything up today. Join the Discord link, and I'll pin that. Pin that message. All right, now we're looking at yeah. So that was a 2-second exposure. Let's run the autofocus. Autofocus has been working a little bit funky lately. Last night it was a little bit less than ideal. In the past, this thing was giving me like these perfect parabolas, and but last night it was still working, but it was, you know, not as good. So we'll see what we get now. The plate solving works much better if you are in ideal focus, so always want to run the autofocus first before plate solving. And now is the point in the stream where we change to the chill hop radio. I'm not sure, Misadventure. So I've been messing around with collimation and changing the mirrors and spacing and stuff. And actually, what it looks like now is this looks like just a little bit of backlash. Like maybe I just need to dial the backlash a little bit. I do have a little bit of backlash between, like a little bit too much spacing between my drive gears. I have this drive gear. This drive gear is engaging with another drive gear on the focuser shaft. It's in the Astro Technical. I didn't watch this video. I'll just post the link in the chat too.
This is Cody, and today
I did not watch this video yet. I just saw the thumbnail. But I'll post it in the chat. Okay, autofocus completed, and yeah, this little notch up here is usually just backlash, but otherwise it's that's fine. So we will try polar alignment. Start from current position and run. I do have some backlash compensation on, so maybe it's just not enough or too much. I guess I could tweak it a little bit. You found it, cool. Okay, so we're getting solutions on the polar alignment. Oh, is it gonna fail on the second one? Yeah, it might not be dark enough yet. What is up? Oh, that's our friend, Onyeka is our friend, Devour in Discord, right? Oh, cool. You watched that video? Right on. Yeah, I need to watch it. So there might be some interesting info in there. Cool. Okay. Damn, Myth is set up before me. All right. I am switching to outdoor mode. Outdoor Dave to do polar alignment. And chat. Chat amongst yourselves. Also, What's up with the homeboys? Maybe I'll set up one of those, maybe I'll do that thing like I've been talking about doing and setting up my, so I can switch the mics quicker. Okay. Reconnect to the mini PC. Was I muted on the outdoor mic the whole time? Oh, you know what? I don't, wait. Was I? I don't know. Yeah. Yes. Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, you know. That's all right. I was just reading off numbers. I'm a minute and 30 seconds out. I mean, yeah, so there was nothing there was nothing that interesting. All right, let's take a look. Let's see. Do I yeah, sorry about that. I forgot. You know what? I think I just didn't turn that headset on. So or I switched to the wrong mic. I don't have like a quick mic switch thing set up yet, which is every time I do that, I'm like, I'm going to set this up one of these days, and I never do. So let's see. Should I do let's see. Should I just try to collect more data on the same target with the same framing? Yeah, right? I mean, why not just use the same I mean, I may not want to, you know, stack it with previous data. But there's, you know, no harm in at least getting the same framing. Okay, so I will just set up a sequence. And I've been doing 4-minute exposures instead of 5 minutes. I think that gives me a little better chance of, you know, getting more good subs here. Loop until time. Oh man, we can only shoot this until, yeah, 10 o'clock. Whoops. 22. Yeah, so we'll delete that. And let's see, we'll slew center, rotate, and run the autofocus. Okay, so we're slewing. And I'm gonna need to go outside to rotate. So let me see if I can remember to get this mic going this time.
Mic. Now you can definitely hear me. 3.5 hours before it goes behind the trees. Cool. Yeah, 3.5 hours is enough time to get, you know, stack some data up and get something that looks kind of nice. Okay, 88.10 degrees. 4-minute subs. Yeah, I think, you know, it gives you a little bit, you know, a little bit more balance, you know, leeway to have, you know, things go wrong and not throw subs away. Have to throw away full subs here, right? So, all right, reconnecting, and try not to trip over the cable. An extension cord would be a nice thing to have, so I don't have this cable that I have to step over and not trip on every time. Okay, 88.10 degrees anti-clockwise. Very gently loosen these screws. 88 degrees is almost 90, isn't it? So I'll eyeball 90 and then hit the button. We'll see how close we are here. I overshot it by 8 degrees. What a loser. A loser. Rotating. Three more degrees. Rotating. Boom. All right, we're good. Yeah. Having to toss subs is kind of sucks. Kind of sucks at that one. Properties.
No, not that one. That one. Okay, now I should be on the good mic. Hopefully that's the last time I have to go out there. Well, until 10 when I slew to a new target, and then I have to rotate the camera. And we are auto-focusing. How exciting. How exciting. Let's see how this goes. Focus looks out a bit on that image that it just shot for doing the plate solving, so we'll see if we get a bit better focus now. Yeah, so I mean the capacity of the mount has less to do with the, I'm kind of making assumptions here, but I'm pretty sure the rated capacity of a mount has less to do with motors and torque. We've talked about this quite a lot before, and more to do with just the structure of the mount and the tripod that it's sitting on. Because as we've discussed, yeah, no, and because there's a lot more nuance to what it means, what kind of weight capacity a mount is rated for, because it's not the weight that's the issue. It's the inertia of the telescope, and that depends on not only the weight but the size or the length of the telescope. And so it's going to have more to do with the structure of the mount and the tripod that it's sitting on than the motors that are pushing it around. The reason that telescope manufacturers give a payload capacity rating is because that's an easy way, for the end user, for the customer to look it up and go, okay, this is going to work with my telescope. It's just more of a user convenience than it is, than it tells the actual story. So having said that, I don't really know, how you would objectively rate the capacity of a telescope mount. So, and I'm up and running imaging and guiding looking decent. When my guiding is consistent and decent, I see around, I'm seeing around like 0.8, around 0.8 arc seconds of error. So which is where I'm at right now, 0.84. And first sacrificial sub tossed. Yes, one thing you might do, Myth, is in Nina, when you start your imaging, there's a couple things you could do. For one thing, is you could start imaging and then let it go for a minute or two, and then just stop it and restart it, so that you're giving the guiding more time to settle. And then there's also a setting for that. I'm pretty sure we can look for it. Guider, settle. I thought there was a settle time. I've got settle time out and minimum settle time 10 seconds. Oh, okay. Minimum settle time 10 seconds. So you might increase that. Yeah, so in the guider settings, equipment guider, minimum settle time 10 seconds. You might try increasing that. Yeah, I mean that's like a customer support kind of thing too. You know, they're like just error on the side of lower weight, so that, you know, yeah, customers don't try to overload it and then it doesn't work, or the thing tips over and then the customer gets mad, and then they're like, well, you know, that way they can see, look, it's only good to 30 pounds and you put 50 pounds on it. So, yeah. I can get a DIY project past the CFO as it's spread out. Yeah, I'm not sure what you're talking about. Okay, here we go. 10 seconds here on my first sub. Oh, yeah. Fair enough. Okay, let's see what we got here. It's not perfect, but it's okay. It's definitely not a toss. And I do believe... Yeah, I know. I mean, I've only ever heard the acronym CFO as Chief Financial Officer. So, yeah, yes, yeah, understood. Okay, so what I was looking at is, so particularly like these stars on the right over here, they get little baby diffraction spikes. Let me get like a. Oh, first of all, let's get the live stack going. Your guiding is at 1.6, but improving. Okay. So, Myth, we have... I'm pretty sure me and you have very similar pixel scales. Imaging scales. So, I think that means that we have similar requirements for guiding. So, yeah, you're having to toss a lot of subs because you're not able to guide accurately enough. I'm kind of assuming that's the case. Horsehead on your list for this fall. Yeah, Horsehead is a great target. There's so much going on there. Really love it. All right, we will get the live stack going. Images, color. Start watching that folder. And yeah, let me just cool, man. Have a good night, curmudgeon. Thanks for being here. Thanks for stopping by. And yeah, okay, so here's the thing. So let's compare. Okay, we're gonna grab sub from this first sub here. which is not perfect, but decent. And then I want to compare that to, let's see, I can go here, projects, Horsehead starts with H, and we'll grab a sub from the other night. Okay, so, yes, okay, good, okay, perfect. So this is where I was before, a couple of weeks ago, or a week ago. And so you see, I had this sort of extra diffraction going on between the main diffraction spikes. Here you can really see, you know, this like blooming just on this one side of the star. And on all these brights, these like, that's super bright star, on all these like semi-bright stars, it creates kind of this ugly shape. They're all kind of pointing inward, right? So something was kind of causing a weird extra bit of diffraction. So we look at the sub from tonight that I just shot, and there is a little bit of extra diffraction going on there, but not much. It's not like it's not a spike. It's like a whole area. You can kind of see when you look at the stack. It's more obvious when it gets stacked that there's a whole bunch of stuff going on out there, and like here. So it's like a more diffuse, it's not a spike, it's a diffuse diffraction. Well, I have a couple of theories, but you can see it's not really there. There's maybe another faint bit of a spike there. And, yeah, but over here, on the right side, definitely these are much improved. So, that I am happy about. Very happy. These stars aren't super round, but but that's at least improved. So, yeah, it could be I'm not sure if it's collimation. I think it's sort of collimation and not collimation at the same time. It's sort of a byproduct of the collimation not being great. I think what happened was I had this secondary mirror like rotated a little bit. And so that was diffracting off of like the tip of the secondary mirror. So by getting the collimation better, I sort of got two birds stoned at once, as they say. Okay, and this second sub, the stars are much more round. Oh yeah, so this second one is much better. So yeah, Myth, I think I also maybe will have a sacrificial first sub. I'll just leave it for now. Yeah, this one I think is much better. Cool.
Can I offer you a nice
Yeah,
egg
that's
in this
pretty
trying
round.
time?
Exactly. Egg. Another image where that sort of diffraction bloom was really obvious and quite ugly was Orion Nebula shot M42. So this guy over here, it's really bad. This is really, and all these stars have it, particularly awful over here. So maybe I should point it at Orion. Maybe I'll leave that for another night. We'll just keep shooting Horsehead here. Well, that's good. Are the stars round, though? There you go. Groovy. Horsehead Nebula. Welcome to the Discord. Arturo V. You've been in there for a little while now, but thanks for joining the Discord. Glad to have you. Happy to have you share your astrophotography with us or your projects that you're working on. To the Thunderdome. And we have a third sub. How's this one look? Maybe not as good as... Yeah, this one's a little... Not quite as good as the last one. Yeah, kind of elongated in a different shape, but probably acceptable. Yeah, a bit eggy. Alright, well, we'll keep running. We'll see what the... This is something that freaking PhD does. I don't know why it seems like it ignores these really great bright guide stars and grabs like all these ones that I can't see. So I don't know if that's like a problem. Like it seems like I can barely see that guide stars. I'm gonna actually yeah, we're only a minute in, so I'm gonna stop this and I'm gonna go work with mess with PhD a little bit. Yes, Nina is free. Isn't that amazing? It is incredible software and it's open source and it's free. So one thing that I've noticed here is actually what I'm going to drop this down to half-second exposures because there's plenty of bright stars, and I'll start looping because it should be better with faster exposures. And if you click on the auto select guide stars, you can kind of, if you keep clicking on auto select guide stars, which is hidden behind the overlay, it'll kind of select some more. So it's like, I want it to select like these really bright stars, right? Like, no, loop. I can get it to select that one. Maybe that's good enough. All right, we'll start guiding there. See if that's any better. Cool. Yeah, post some subs in the Discord. Is it easier than SharpCap / Stellarium? I definitely think so. I don't really like SharpCap at all. Like SharpCap's got tools, and like honestly, I don't feel like I can really get SharpCap to do much. Like the SharpCap tools just kind of don't work for me. So I mean, aside from like doing planetary imaging, I don't really or doing the collimation camera, I don't really like using SharpCap. And Stellarium is kind of just for, you know, like picking targets and slewing to targets and stuff. But Nina has all that built in. Nina has all the everything you need for framing. It's got the Sky Atlas, so you can look stuff up. So I can look up if I set this to offline sky map, and then I can look up M42, and I can say set for framing assistant, and then it loads M42, and I've set up my image sensor and telescope focal length, so it knows what my field of view is, and I can set the rotation angle to get the composition that I want, and then I can take that and then I can put that into a sequence, so I can start sequencing, which is what I'm doing right now. It just has so many all the features that you need built right into here. It's a little bit tricky to get set up and configured, but there's plenty of tutorials out there. Yeah, it's just, I've raved about Nina many times on the stream about how good the software is and how fun and how, you know, easy it makes astrophotography and it just makes it more fun when you have cool tools like this. So I definitely recommend Nina if you haven't tried it. Give it a try. And now my guiding started good, and then I get some spikes, and now it's kind of not good. They're less good. 1.18 should be good enough. Ideally, you want to, at least where I'm at, want to see under an arc second of total error. I tend to get kind of random spikes, and so I don't know if that's, yeah, if that's just in the kinematics in the mount, or if that's in the, you know, the guide scope or the guide camera not being that quite sensitive enough, or if it's, you know, if it's the seeing. We're just only supposed to have like average seeing tonight, right? Not really great seeing, so could be a combination of all those things, right? So the past few nights I've been doing longer exposure times for my guiding. Like 1 second instead of half a second, because the stars were kind of dim. But there's plenty of bright stars in this field, so we'll try longer or shorter exposures. Hey, what's up, cheap Astro? You are an APT man. Better for DSLRs. What's APT? Is that telescope control software similar to Nina? Astrophotography tools. All right, well. It says it's better for DSLRs. That's interesting. Gotcha. I haven't seen that before. I used to use, when I had a DSLR, this was many years ago, like almost 10 years ago. Well, yeah, no, 10 years ago. I would use, I had a Canon, so I used Backyard EOS. But that was really, all that really gave you was like camera control. It didn't really give you any, gotcha. Yeah, I didn't have any like sequencing automation or autofocus or camera rotation or plate solving. I had none of that. I had to do it all that manually. So much more frustrating and tedious and slow and painful. And all right, Mazif is shooting 300-second subs. What are you shooting tonight, Mazif? You got 16 rigs set up? You got your Mazif array? Ah, interesting. Well, I haven't tried connecting a DSLR to Nina, so I guess I wouldn't know. Yeah. I don't know if it doesn't have all the other features that Nina has, then I gotta say I gotta assume that it's gonna be worth the effort to get it set up. To get your DSLR set up in Nina, because Nina's just so great for everything else. So, Maz is shooting the Orion Nebula with the mask on the 6-inch. Well, that's probably a good test, right? Because you've got all those really bright stars, so you're looking for diffraction patterns. And as I understand, the purpose for that mask is to cover the primary mirror hold down clips. Those three little rectangles can cause some extra diffraction spikes, which are unpleasant to look at. And we've got to share. Ooh, okay, 300 seconds up. Yeah, that that's not Dave's mask. I printed it for you, but it wasn't my design. I printed it. So we are looking at Orion Nebula from Mazis 6-inch telescope. Yeah, probably a good test. I should probably point. Maybe I'll point at Orion. Maybe because that way maybe we can have an Orion of. I think I have a pretty similar field of view on it. I'm a little bit more pushed in here, a little bit more cropped in. I suppose there's not. Well, level out at 1.5. Posted screen grabs. Cool. Yeah, yeah. No, this looks good. Yeah, for sure. Very good. Yeah, it makes me want a 6-inch telescope. Yeah, you don't want to get out of that comfort zone, huh? Yeah, I know, I feel you. Yeah. Yeah, I started using Nina because, I just got back into astrophotography and, like Nina was a thing, so I had to, learn something new anyways, so, not bad. It looks like there's some little bit of amp glow going on here, maybe. Need some dark frames to subtract that. And I'm getting, I'm up to 5 images in the stack now. I think. Let's check this most recent sub. Pretty good. Some diagonally. Yeah, it's probably, yeah. Not quite perfectly tack sharp round, but. Yeah, you're gonna have some glow on that? Yeah, okay. Let's pixel peep on Massive Stars. It's a little bit, I think, misleading when you look at the JPEG, but pretty good. A bit of non-round. Some of them, it's not all the same. I suppose that could be the seeing too, right? Screenshot, yeah. Yeah, it's not gonna. It's hard to zoom in on it and really you can't really pixel peep, but just trying to get an idea. So, yeah, appreciate you, Astro. You're it's always it's too bad our time zones don't link up better. But have a good night. I won't be up till 3 in the morning. Oh, so I'm live stacking on the mini PC, Myth. So I'm not transferring anything over Wi-Fi. I do that so I can free up PixInsight on my main PC here. Yeah, so this is the mini PC running. It handles it just fine. Yeah, I'm not super happy with those star shapes. I'm much happier with this diffraction, the way the stars are looking, though. That's good. Yeah, not quite there. So I wonder, I don't know if that's, I mean, I could try like a really short exposure and see if the eccentricity is a factor of image time or something else, right? And we just got another one came in. Seems to be pretty consistent though. A little bit different. It also could just be that this mirror is not very good. I don't really have, you know, a way to evaluate that. But it's, you know, I mean, it's working, so. Oh, we want another thing to look at. Look at the aberration inspector. Well, not enough stars in the corners to really see. I've got this this very stubborn dust mote on the left side in my image here, and I can't seem to get rid of it. I don't know where in the image train that is. Is it on the mirrors? Is it on the camera sensor? Is it on the filter? Is it on the chroma corrector? I cleaned filter and chroma corrector pretty well. I paid more attention to cleaning that before tonight, but it's still there. So maybe it's on the mirror. I don't know. It's weird. Cool. So Myth, your guiding, your guiding is showing a lot of corrections in declination. So, that, as I understand, is likely an indicator of poor polar alignment or poor balance or backlash in declination. So you might stop it after this exposure and just run your 3-point polar alignment routine again. Just verify that your polar alignment is good. Because maybe that could help a bit. I know that when I'm having guiding issues, then sometimes it's because of polar alignment's out. So you can see my declination is like, it's almost never making a correction. There's like a little correction here, and then one over here. It's like barely touching it. So, yeah, that might be maybe a suggestion, something for you to look at to try and improve your guiding. Maybe you're not quite getting the polar alignment as accurate as you think you are with the first setup, or cool, yeah, give it a try, and then see if that see if the number of declination corrections decreases, or the frequency of declination corrections. Oh yeah, I wanted to show. Let me. Adjust this so you can see my scatter plot. I have been noticing this kind of phenomenon where it's not making corrections in declination, but it seems like almost all my error is on one side of the declination axis. So it's, yeah, I'm not quite sure what's up with that. Yeah, I don't know if that's like a thing, if that's like a hardware thing, or Oh yeah, this most recent one's pretty bad. Probably. Yeah, this one's probably not very good. We'll probably want to toss this one. Yeah, that one's kind of ugly. We'll get rid of that one.
You don't make up for your sins in the church. You do it in the streets. You do it at home. The rest is bullshit, and you know.
Okay, well, that's running. Let's take a look at data from last night. I shared this in the Discord. And maybe I'll add some data to it tonight. But this is the Christmas tree cluster and cone nebula. And I shot this last night mainly because it was the target that I could image for the longest, or the hydrogen alpha emission target that I could image for the longest before it sets behind the trees. And I could slew to it after the Horsehead Nebula sets and get another hour and a half or so data on this. So maybe I'll do that. Could be. I mean, kind of a nice. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff going on in here. So, yeah, adding some more data to this could be nice. This was just a super quick process on this. I only got a couple of hours of data on it, but I think it worked out pretty well. I'm pleased with the diffraction pattern on this bright star, and I think the 6-point diffraction spikes look kind of nice, you know, for a cluster like this. But definitely, there's a lot more detail in here that could potentially come out with more integration time. So that might be fun to add data to this target. There's kind of a lot of stuff going on over here that could be cool. And then I also shot. What is your current gears, Dave? What do you mean gears? The equipment that I'm shooting with? So here's Horsehead from a couple weeks ago. And you can see in the stacked image this really kind of ugly blooming going on. And it's apparent in all these stars. So if we compare that to what I've got going on right now, I think this is greatly improved. I know it is. I mean, just look at this bright star here, which I can never remember the names of these stars. But yeah, that's significantly better. Look at that, and then look at that. Much nicer, much nicer. I am, John, that's right. Yeah, this is the Melee Quieter for fanless PC. Yep, it's great. I love it. The fanless PCs, that PC is really great. The key I found with it is you just got it needs adequate cooling. So you really need to well, I can show a picture of that. And this is adequate to answering Cosmic Wonder's question as well. Let's see. You can see it in my rig pick. Let me see those rig picks. So yeah, I got it mounted on the right over here, hanging off the end. So I mean, it doesn't have a fan, so cooling is pretty critical. So if you're not familiar with these, when you get them, they have like stickers on the top surface, which is the face that you can't see. And it's really embarrassing that they put those stickers on there because those block some of the heat, the cooling, right? This thing needs as much surface area as possible to get that ambient, radiating cooling. So there's stickers on the top surface here. First thing to do, peel those off. And then the next thing I did, you can see I spaced it out. So this other box, this larger box here on the left is the on-step controller that controls the stepper controllers for the mount. And so I spaced the Melee PC out with these 15mm aluminum extrusions because they're just some scrap that I had. And I put thermal compound between these aluminum extrusions and the back, so it acts like a little bit of a heat sink. Some people do actually buy like full-on heat sinks for this thing. But I found what I have is totally adequate. So it's just hanging out here. It can get decent airflow on either side. And you know, these aluminum blocks act like a little bit of a heat sink. And so this definitely helps. And so I find this, once I did that, pull those stickers off and space this out, this thing runs really great. So yeah, doing like the live stacking and Nina here, it runs really good. If you don't have that and it doesn't have adequate cooling, it'll thermal throttle and it'll run really slow to load programs, and it just gets really bogged down trying to do anything. So, and yeah, your polar alignment was off. Yeah, so I with the polar alignment, that 3-point polar alignment, I want to read a little bit more about that and users' experience with that. I suspect, Myth, that there may be like an ideal spot in the sky to perform that polar alignment. And so maybe if you do it in a different spot of the sky, that's not ideal, even though the numbers, you know, are you can get it, you know, you can get the error down to a reasonable error, that maybe that's kind of just kind of for that part of the sky, but not for the whole sky, if that makes any sense, kind of in my head, in your head. So, and yeah, I've done like polar alignment, and then I've like slew to another spot and redone it, and it shows me the numbers are like off by a good bit. So, yeah. So, yeah, run that guiding, and then I'm curious to see, hopefully, see if that improves on your guiding. Just check in on the latest sub here. Yeah, that one's probably good. Oh yeah. And then there's the live stack, looking pretty good. I think I'm liking that. And getting back to our friend Cosmic Wonder asking me the equipment I'm using. So this is the rig, and the telescope is the DBS 114 3D printed astrograph telescope that I designed. We designed here on the stream and built. It's mostly 3D printed, 114 millimeter primary mirror diameter, f3.95, 450 millimeter focal length. Nice little compact little package. Guide scope on top is an SV Boner 30 millimeter guide scope. Maybe could use a bit bigger guide scope. I may try like going up to a 50 millimeter guide scope, and maybe that would help my guiding a bit. So I may upgrade the guide scope. The guide camera is also from SV Boner, and that is a color guide camera, which is definitely not ideal. So I would like to upgrade my guiding camera and scope at some point. The camera I'm using is the Uranus C from Player One Astronomy. It's mainly a planetary camera, advertised as a planetary camera, but it turns out it's actually a pretty decent deep sky camera too, as well. It doesn't have a proper astronomy Peltier cooler, so it can't go below ambient cooling. This is just a heat sink and a fan, so it helps with cooling, but it's not a proper cooled camera. I do wish I had a proper cooled camera, so that would definitely be something I would like to also upgrade in the future. They do make a cooled version of this camera. This has the Sony IMX585 sensor, which is becoming a very popular sensor in deep sky astrophotography. Works pretty darn well for what it is. Great budget camera. This camera's under $400. I think with the cooling unit, it's like $460 or something like that. So, yeah, for what it is, really good bang for the buck. The filter I have in there is the Optilong L Enhance filter, dual narrowband filter. I think I would benefit in the light pollution that I'm at. I would benefit with a tighter narrowband. The L Enhance is a pretty broad narrowband. It's a pretty wide band pass. So something like the L Extreme or L Ultimate would probably be better for my light pollution situation. I would like to try that too. And then there's the coma corrector in there, Sharp Star coma corrector reducer, 0.95 reducer. So it's a little bit of a focal reducer. So I get 95% of 450 millimeters. So it's like 413 millimeters, something like that focal length. And then the focuser on there is from GSO. It's a standard kind of off-the-shelf GSO Crayford style focuser. And I have my 3D printed harmonic reducer autofocuser on there. Autofocus motor, electronic autofocuser. And the whole thing is riding on my designed and built, partially 3D printed Strainwave gear drive mount. Yeah, I've got the Melee Quieter 4 PC, and then this wedge here is something that you can find on AliExpress. The wedge isn't great. I would like a better wedge that could be upgraded. And the whole tripod is came from my friend Dan, donated that to me. That's one of those the standard off the shelf Skywatcher, EQ6R or whatever the heck, EQ5 older tripod. So SV Boner narrowband filters are cheaper. Yes, that is true. I don't think they have the more narrowband dual narrowband filter. They have their I think SV220 I think is a very similar or equivalent to the filter that I currently have. It is cheaper. But I need something. I think I would benefit from something that is more narrow, a more narrow band than that, more tighter, more narrower band pass. So. No, I am not. I don't have any ZWO stuff. I do not have ASI Air. I am using the Melee Quieter 4 mini PC. That's what you see on the end of here. Melee Quieter 4 mini PC. I'm not a hater. I'm a little bit of a hater. Not as much as I'm a hater not as much as I'm a hater on Bamboo Lab, but kind of similar. So yeah, the Melee Quieter 4 PC runs Windows 11, and then that has the on that I'm running Nina. This is Nina telescope control, nighttime imaging and astronomy software. Really great software. You believe they have a 7nm filter? Interesting, because yeah, that would be that I think is closer to like the Optilong L Ultimate. I think. And I think the L Extreme is like 3mm. Let's see what they have. Let's go shopping here. Let's go to SV Boner, and you have more better guiding. Myth claims. Let's see some guide porn. Oh, we're starting to get into the sky glow here. Ah. So yeah, this is gonna set. This isn't gonna set for like another hour, but see this like white. It's getting down into excessive sky glow. So yeah, like these last 2 subs are probably not gonna be very good. So. SV220 is 7nm. Interesting. Yeah, I think the one I'm using, I think the L Enhance is like 30. Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. I may have to get one of those. Yeah, I don't know where, if they show or. Yeah, L Ultimate is 3 nanometers. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, as I understand, as you get more narrower on the narrow bands, then they start to not work with really fast optics. And this telescope is f3.95, so I think maybe the L Ultimate wouldn't work as well. Yeah, HH. So it doesn't say. Yeah, their website kind of freaking sucks. Yeah, this filter also has really bad halos. So, yeah, maybe I need to try the SV220 filter. They've got a bunch of stuff now. Oh yeah, here we go. Yeah, 110 bucks. And I know you can get it on Amazon. Yeah, I might have to give that a try. Put that on my Amazon wish list. Yeah, that's my understanding. Misadventures in Astro. Yeah, I had to give this a try. Been kind of a fan of these, you know, SV Boner products, you know. Cool, Myth. Right on. Are you seeing generally less corrections in declination? I'm gonna SV220 on Amazon is 113. Yeah. 113. This is I'll get a link for you guys. I do have the filter drawer, yeah. I actually have another filter drawer too that our friend Mithridites donated that I think we're want to do like a giveaway or something with that. But hey, what's up, Bill? Queeve did a video on the SV220. Cool. Yeah, maybe I'll check his video out. Be interesting to try something like that. Okay, and I think I'm getting down into the sky glow here, so I don't think I want to keep going on this too much longer. I'm thinking what I want to do is move over to the Christmas tree nebula, because I know I can get more data on that for sure. So I think yeah, let me get that. Let's just get that set up for now. And that was last night. You're running the SV220, Myth? I'm gonna get this queued up here. And then we'll maybe do a couple more horse heads before we switch over. Yeah, cool. Okay. Yeah, right on. And let's see, we can loop this until a time. And this one I can shoot till, Yeah, 2330. So we can get another couple of hours on this target. Might be fun. Add some more data to what I already have and make that image look more better. Getting decent guiding here. SV220 is 7. Okay, so we wanted to see this. There. Oh, specifications. No, it doesn't freaking even say. Their info sucks. Okay, according to a post on the Cloudy Nights forum, the bandpass on the L enhanced filter is 24 nanometers. So yeah, it's letting a lot in there. So yeah, so the SV220, if it's 7 nanometers, then that's quite a bit more narrow. Then yeah, that would definitely be a better filter for me, I think. Have I installed Nina's dedicated live stacking plugin? I have not, Bill. I have not tried that. Maybe I would. I should. I shall. I'm just using. I have PixInsight installed on that on the mini PC, and I'm using the Easy Live Stack script for live stacking. But having it built into PixInsight might be really cool, huh? Or sorry, built into Nina. Could be super awesome, dope fun. I bet. Yeah, okay, this is gonna be the last sub here. I'm starting to get a lot of sky glow. We'll let this one come in, then I'll stop the sequence, and we'll just go to the Christmas tree cluster and Cone Nebula. Are you running that plugin, Bill? Guiding's looking good. Oh, cool. All right, we've got another screen grab from Myth. Yeah, I'd say I'd say to me, well, you're still seeing kind of some spikes in declination. That sub looks really good from what I can tell. Ah, cool, Bill. All right, yeah, maybe we'll give it a try another. Probably not tonight. Maybe. I don't want to install new software. Definitely not while I'm imaging. Yeah, install that and get it running another night. But yeah, so yeah, I wonder if you're just having subs are mostly good. Cool. Yeah, right on. What does your scatter plot look like? If you go to PhD, it seems, maybe just correlation, but seems to me that the shape of my scatter plot tells me the shape of the stars. And so you see I've got this like diagonal elongation kind of left to right. And then if I go, now when I go look at my stars, that's kind of the shape of the elongation that I'm getting. So Blind Boy Scout at the BB gun range. Yeah. Yeah, all right. So gotta buy a new filter. There's always new stuff to buy. It's a never-ending thing, isn't it? I gotta get a job so I can pay for all this shit. There, we got 20 seconds here, and then we're gonna stop this, and we're gonna switch over to our new target. And I will have to go outside and do a camera rotation. All right, gonna stop that. Take a look at that image. So it looks pretty good. And yeah, one last look at the live stack. Pretty nice. Let me screenshot that. 3-point polar line again. Well, it'll be interesting to see if it's changed much, right? If you get a different result. Okay, onto the sequencer. I will just delete Horsehead Nebula, Christmas Tree Cluster, and we will start on that. And the telescope is a slewing. It shouldn't have to slew very far. And I'm gonna have to go rotate.
And I am on the remote mic, and I only have to rotate 8.28 degrees. Let me go do that. I'll be back. And don't trip over the cable. Okay, here, that, click that, 8. 8.28 degree anti-clockwise, which actually means clockwise. Rotate the camera, hit OK. We are rotating. I think we're good. Should be good. Nailed it on the first try. Yep. I'm good at this. Turns out I'm good at this. Yes, I am using a coma corrector / reducer.
I am using the Sharp Star. It's a 0.95 reducer / coma corrector, so you know it's 95%. Not sure if I turn this off or not. I did, because now I just turned it back on. Yeah, the Sharp Star 0.95 corrector reducer. From what I could see online, I saw some comparisons with the Batter MPCC coma corrector, and it was significantly sharper. And being 0.95, a little bit of reduction helps too. So, and we are slewed to the new target, and we are auto-focusing. Check that out. Yeah, I knew from the beginning, you know, just working on designing this telescope, that a coma corrector was going to be absolutely necessary. And that was actually one of a major design design constraint was the length, because coma correctors they're like almost 3 inches long, like 80 millimeters long. And so having that much length in the image train affects how far away the mirrors have to be from each other to get the camera to focus at the right range and also not have the focus or draw tube exceed into the light path. It's a bit tricky to get that all set up, and it kind of makes this telescope kind of not ideal. It really kind of needs a little bit more focal length for that. So something more like an f4.5 mirror or an f5 mirror would probably be better, or a 5-inch f4 mirror would probably be more ideal. So, you know, but we work with what we got. I do like the size and weight of the setup. You know, and it's just what you can find, you know, what's available. But yeah, like a little bit larger mirror. This is like 4.5 inch, so 5-inch f4 mirror would be a little bit more focal length. We give you a little bit more leeway there. I'd have to bring up the CAD model to really see what the difference is. Your latest image that you posted looks pretty good, Myth. A bit better. So we're on the Christmas tree cluster cone nebula. Let me share that. I will share that live stack in the Discord. I just took a screenshot of it, so not very exciting, but I'll put that in the images tab. Did I use an online calculator? Yes. So in combination with the CAD model. I can bring the CAD model up. There's a couple of different online calculators, calculators. There's a couple that I used, and so I'm loading the CAD model up here, and then I'll show you. I also have a drawing in here. Maybe a little bit. It's probably a little bit hard to see on the stream. Let me see if I can shrink this so you can see this a little better. Let's see if you can see this more better. So this is the assembly of the CAD model. And so I have a drawing, which I should have labeled. I don't know why I didn't label my sketches. But yeah, here it is. So, so this sketch, and get a section view of the side. What did I do? It's a little... Oh, my sketch got messed up. It's got some relations here that kind of screwed things up. But basically, you know, what I did was, you know, so 55 millimeters, that should actually be 56. So 56, and then is the back focus from the coma corrector to the image sensor. And then, oh, you know what? This is the wrong... Is that the... I think that's the wrong sketch. I didn't label these sketches. That's not... Yeah, that's the wrong sketch. No wonder it looked wrong. It's this one. So this one is the right sketch. So, I mean, the first thing that I do is draw the reflected light cone, which is this cone here. And that is 450 millimeters because that's the focal length. And then we draw the point where it intersects with the secondary, and then that distance to the image sensor. So this L shape here adds up to 450 millimeters, right? And so this length, coma corrector to the camera image sensor, is a fixed length, right? So we have 56 millimeters from the coma corrector to the camera image sensor, and then 80 millimeters of coma corrector length, and we don't want that to extend into the light path inside the telescope. So that kind of sets that length, and then we set the distance between the primary and secondary mirror such that we get a total of 450 millimeters, you know, from this point to the secondary mirror and then to the image sensor. And you can see it's almost like equal length here. It's just so long. So you really get very little room to play with. And I'm not quite ideal either, because you can see that the reflected light cone is actually missing some of the secondary mirror. So the secondary mirror is losing a little bit of light. So I really kind of need even a larger secondary mirror. The closer the two mirrors are, the larger the secondary you need. But then that also, the larger the secondary, the more of a central obstruction you have, the more light you're losing. So it's all a tricky balancing. It's all a very tricky balancing act, and trade-off. Engineering is always a series of trade-offs. So anyways, that's what we ended up with. Yeah, I think that so if we use something like the Batter MPCC, the Batter coma corrector, that thing is short. That thing is like a third the length of most coma correctors. So that would allow a lot more length. That would allow the camera to move closer without the focuser draw tube extending into the light path, which should allow to extend the distance between the two mirrors. So, yeah, for this application, that may be a better tool to use, but I didn't want to go that way because I kept hearing about how that thing just has a really soft image. And I saw some comparisons online between that one and the SharpStar coma corrector that I'm using. And it was clear that the SharpStar was way sharper. And it was like, okay, there's no contest. Why would I ever use it? But then I know that some people are still using them. Our friend Mazif, who's in the Discord and in the chat, he's using one, and it's working for him, and he's got pretty nice sharp images. So, I don't know. Maybe I should have gone that way. So. I don't know. Anyways, but having a little bit larger mirror, a little bit longer focal length would also, kind of solve that. So hopefully that answers your question. And we are got a couple of images here. Do I have one or I have two? I have two. Let's take a look. 4-minute exposures. Yeah, a little eggy, but not too bad. I think the next one is a bit sharper. Yeah, maybe a little bit better. Yeah, I wonder if my collimation is just out a tad, and that's causing my stars to not quite be perfectly round. Because my guiding has been very good. My guiding has been pretty darn consistent, right? So... yeah, the Starzona Nexus. Yeah, that was like the gold tier one that but it's also more than twice as expensive. It's like over $400, like $450 or something like that. And they've been out of stock. It seems like you can't get them. So I would definitely like to upgrade to to that, because having it also be a reducer would help. Yeah, it makes an f4 scope. It makes an f4 scope and f3 scope, so you get You know, a lot less, get a lot more light for a lot less time, which would help since this thing is kind of a small mirror. Would definitely be good. And 0.75 reducer increases the pixel scale, so should help with you know, needing less guiding accuracy to get really round stars. And I know that that thing is like the gold standard for chroma correctors, so I definitely would like to upgrade to that. We've gone through a lot of hardware, a lot of stuff that I want to upgrade on the stream tonight. So there's the chroma corrector, there's the camera, there's the guide camera, there's the guide scope. Yeah, the filter, 5 things. So yeah, you guys know how it is. It's just yeah, it can be a drain, huh? But for what I got right now, I'm happy that I'm able to do what I'm able to do. Mostly I'm interested in, you know, finding the optimum performance and setup for this 3D printed telescope. Not just for me, but you know, so I could share that information with others if somebody else wants to build it, you know, see how, you know, how good or what does it take to make it, you know, really good, or how good can it be? You know, maybe the mirror's not very good and it just can't be that good. You know, I don't know. So but also I want to buy stuff, so now here's maybe we'll try something here. The live stack script, the easy live stacking script in PixInsight here. So the way this works is you pick an image and then you specify a watch folder. The problem that I have is Nina is dumping all the lights to the same directory, or at least the same directory for the evening, for the night. So all the Horsehead Nebula shots are going to be in there with these. So I don't know, is it going to ignore those Horsehead Nebula shots if I select one of these new images? I guess we can find out. So we'll just grab Christmas tree cluster. All right, cool, man. Images, color, and so I'll say start watching folder and see what it does. Yeah, so it says status 1 out of 15 processing. So it's going to look at all the files in that directory. So it's trying to align. I'm guessing it's trying to align. And now it says processing. So it should fail the alignment, right? And then because it's a totally different image, and then is it just going to move on? So it says 2 out of 15 aligning. And I can see it's like loading an image in the background. Integrating. Okay. Files in stack 3. I only have like a couple of images here. Do I have 3? Oh yeah, okay, I have 3. Okay, now it says files in stack 4. Okay, I definitely don't have 4 images. Error unable to find. Yeah, it failed. Okay, so it looks like it. Okay, so it errors out. Okay, so it looks like it has to go through, Yeah, so it's just gonna look at all these Horsehead Nebula shots and then error out and then not. But interesting that it says files in stack 4, but I definitely only have 3 exposures on this target. Yeah, so that's interesting. We'll let it keep going here, and it's on 9 out of 15. So it's looking through there. Hello, hero. Greetings. How are you? This morning, early morning for you. You and Cheap Astro got some our European friends that either stay up way too late or get up way too early. But either way, I'm glad that you're here with us. How the skies over there for you tonight or this morning? Got a couple of us got our scopes set up and imaging tonight. We shot a little bit of the Horsehead Nebula, but it gets low on the horizon and starts to get really bad sky glow. So I switched over to the Christmas Tree Cluster and Cone Nebula. You're dead tired and you took images the whole night. Cool, man. Well, I hope it was worth it. Hope you got some cool images. I don't know if we've seen. Have you shared any of your images in the Discord? We'd love to see them. If you're not in the Discord, check us out over there. I know we've seen Hero on the in the chat. You've been here for a while, but I don't know if we've seen your images or what you're imaging with. Ah, okay, so it reverted. Yeah, okay, so files in stack 3. Yeah, cool, no pressure. And if you'd like to share them, we'd love to see them. Yeah, okay, so it looks like, yeah, it just ignores, it just, it looks at the images that are not in that directory that are not the one that don't match, and it tries to match them, and then it goes, I can't match it, and so I will ignore it, which is what I would hope it would do. And I think we're getting pretty decent data here. Guiding is 0.99 arc seconds, pretty good. I mean, pretty decent. I would say good for this mount is like 8. And it just improved to like 8, so 0.8. So that's good. I'll need to pick another target for the second half of the night. And it would be nice to not have to rotate the camera. I wonder if I can shoot the Whirlpool Galaxy. Let's see. See what that can look like. What is that? Is that M51? It is. Question mark Galaxy. I guess that's what that is. Problem with this target is it kind of goes between the trees. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I may not be able to image it until like 1 in the morning. (270 degrees rotation). 270. Yeah, I'll be a decent framing on that. I want to get something that I don't have to change the framing. The problem with this is I can't start imaging it until, I mean, at the very earliest, yeah, it might be visible when this target's finished, but it kind of goes, it might go in and out of the trees until like 1 in the morning. I'll add it to the sequence just for now, just to have it queued up and ready. And I'm just going to tell it to slew and center. So I don't want it to rotate. I don't want to stay up late tonight. Kind of got some stuff to do tomorrow. I mean, I can, but one thing I don't know how to do is make Nina like pause. Maybe we can kind of try and figure that out. Loop until time. So I can shoot this until sunrise though, so 5:30. So that's good. And at the end of the night, we're gonna park the scope. Oh, yeah, it's always fun. The telescope's tracking and slewing around throughout the night always makes for a really great time lapse. So maybe what we can do is find an intermediate target, one to shoot between like 11:30 and 1, like 1:30 in the morning. So I make sure that this target is, you know, not behind a tree. Because if it's behind the tree, when it tries to find it, then it will, you know, not be good. Your guiding is about the same. Okay, well, then at least you've learned something, that your limiting factor is probably not your polar alignment accuracy, right? Let's take a look at Stellarium. See what we can look at here. Maybe we can find, you know, an ideal intermediate target after the Christmas tree. It needs some more water. And we want to do this. That's what's most important. If the stars look good, then, you know, let's say if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know? All right, so poking around in Stellarium here. Christmas tree cluster up there. You know, like what? Do we have anything else? We need to, let's see, let's go. Christmas tree cluster, and we'll go to 2330. Yeah, so that is about just kind of looking, you know, there's star cluster M48. I think it's just a cluster, but we could shoot that for another hour or so. Beehive cluster. Yeah, that looks pretty good, Myth. You kind of got similar, like not quite perfectly round. It's like it's just kind of elongated in one direction. Kind of similar to what I've got going on. Although mine are probably a bit worse. But it's probably decent enough. I mean, it's definitely decent enough to produce, you know, a fairly nice image with the magic of Blur Exterminator. You know, but we're always trying to make things as good as they can be. So. Let's see. So we've got like the Leo triplet I could shoot at. Yeah, just a bunch of galaxies here in Leo. If we look north, then, you know, we got Bode's galaxy, which I've been shooting, yeah, I don't want to have to change my camera rotation. I mean, I could still shoot it without that, but I've got Owl and Surfboard. Maybe I'll shoot at that thing. That'll be that'll be nice and high. I do already have an Owl Nebula and a Surfboard galaxy image, but might be fun to see what we can get from the light pollution. And the Owl Nebula, I think, is mostly an O3 oxygen emission nebula, so maybe that would be fun. Yeah, it will fit. It'll the Owl Nebula and Surfboard Galaxy will fit in my field of view. Can I get them in both with the camera rotation? Let's check that out. So we'll go back to here. Check on this latest sub. Pretty good. Sky Atlas, we'll just search for Owl. M97 Owl Nebula. Framing reference on that. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I could get them both in there. Well, maybe that's a fun. Kind of playing with the different views here. There's kind of some bright stars in there too. Well, let's add it to the sequence. Why not? Maybe I'll shoot both of these targets tonight. And I don't think it's going to be very good data on either of them because of light pollution, but you know, we can get some experience with the telescope doing its own thing, slewing and you know, finding the target and all that. We would want to move that one up there. So do we want to shoot that? We could shoot this one almost until sunset also. Should be good on this one to shoot at the time that the current object has set. So it should be a good intermediate target. So that'll go with like midnight, 11:30. So maybe I'll shoot that until 2:30, and then we'll go to yeah, then we'll go to M51. So a couple hours on both of those. That'll give some couple of data sets to play with tomorrow morning. And yeah, okay, that's the plan for tonight. We got a plan. All right, we got a plan. I got to pee and get some more water. So I will be right back. I'll let you guys... Do you want to watch the live sec or do you want to watch the guiding graph? You probably want to watch the guiding graph. All right, I'll BRB.
What type of dog is this?
More focal length. Well, if you want more focal length, you're going to need more mount. You're going to need a lot more mount. It looks like we're auto-focusing. That's cool, I guess. Sure. That's pretty okay. Kind of on a similar rate, I think, from what I'm tossing. I want to take a look at the future. Okay, improvements. Maybe you just really got that polar alignment, you know, dialed. So I want to take a look at the future. And we're here in Stellarium. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the time to 8 o'clock. And what I'm gonna do is 8 o'clock, so kind of sunset here. And I'm gonna fast forward time to see how many months in the future until we start to get back emission nebula targets. Because we're approaching galaxy season. And let's go to the end of the month. So we'll go April 1st. April 1st at 8 o'clock. So, you know, we still have a little bit of Orion. So that's a couple weeks. So let's go the next month, May 1st. So May 1st, we really have, yeah, almost everything. You know, Rosette Nebula is there for like 30 minutes, right? So Milky Way, emission nebula target stuff. So May 1st, right at sunset, the only targets we have available pretty much are going to be galaxies, right? So from the light pollution, that's what we have. So let's go June 1st. June 1st at 8 o'clock. What do we have? So still galaxies. Look to the north. Yeah, still galaxies. July 1st. July 1st, right at sunset. Let's see. It still looks like we're looking at mostly galaxies. We start to get globular clusters, M92. Yeah, the globular clusters start to come out here. So yeah, it looks like even into July, you know, our targets for emission nebulae are really kind of not there. It's really just kind of not right at sunset, at least. So let's take a look at closer to midnight. So yeah, so by midnight. So it looks like by July and by midnight. So second half of the night, July, is when we'll start to get emission nebulae type targets. Milky Way core stuff that's going to be rising. For me, my horizon here, it's going to be a little bit later in the day still. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be midnight before we start to get those targets. So the next month, August. So it really looks like August is when it starts to get good. In terms of bright emission nebulae targets that we can image from the light pollution. So, yeah. So it looks like ideal Milky Way season is gonna be like July. Yeah, if you look at July at 8 o'clock, that's when these targets start to get high enough in the sky that we can image. If we're looking at higher stuff like Eagle Nebula, it's a bit higher in the sky. At 8 o'clock, July 1st, that is 30 degrees. So yeah, a little bit, yeah, a little bit. I would say, yeah, it seems like late summer. Yeah, July. Yeah, and that's still pretty low on the horizon, 30 degrees. So, yeah. Eagle Nebula is high on the list as it should be. One of the most spectacular objects. I want to get in like here, like get this dark nebula and this reflection nebula here. This is in the Rho Ophiuchi area. Oh, and then there's the blue horse head. This is a really cool object. This would be much better with the Rockinon 135 lens. Over here, oh yeah, that would frame up really nicely in there. Let's keep that in mind. I would like to get a better image of the Omega Nebula. I don't have a very good image of that. Then like stuff over here, and then yeah, there's a lot of stuff to look at here. So yeah, absolutely. Lagoon Nebula. But yeah, I want to come in, you know, for some dark sky stuff like these dark nebula in the Rho Ophiuchi area. Yeah, there's some cool stuff there. Be a little bit different. So yeah, so we've got kind of a couple of months here where it's going to be, well, what? I mean, we've got like April, May, June. So yeah, we've got like maybe 3 months. 3 months where the light pollution imaging is going to be kind of less exciting. Kind of less exciting, but then it gets really good. I mean, we've got so many targets in the Milky Way, in the Milky Way core region, and then the Cygnus region. There's all the cool stuff in the North American Nebula, which you can frame up wider field or narrower field. I shot the shit out of the North American Nebula last fall. And the Cygnus region, we've got just a lot of cool hydrogen alpha emission stuff. We've got the Crescent Nebula here, very cool target, very cool object. Whatever that nebula is. There's a lot of stuff. So that'll be a lot of fun when we get back to that region. And then we get later into the fall, we start to get Cassiopeia, where we can get Andromeda Galaxy, Heart and Soul Nebulae. It'll be fun to get like the core of the Heart Nebula with the new telescope. Pac-Man Nebula is a cool target, especially in narrow band. Cassiopeia, and we have, of course, Andromeda. Might be fun to frame up just like a massive, you know, zoom in on Andromeda and M110. That might be kind of fun to do. I don't know, the possibilities are endless. Elephant's Trunk Nebula here. Yeah, so we'll be doing a lot of fun stuff come in the fall here. And so for the we're getting Christmas tree cluster getting down to a lot of light glow also tonight here. Seemed like I got more of that the other night. Yeah, it's only 10 o'clock. Yeah, this amount of light glow is interesting. It might just be kind of like hazy on the horizon or something tonight. Yeah, it's yeah, I'm getting into like, yeah, maybe something's going on with that. But my star shapes are looking really good. Well, there's some not great ones, but we might have to abandon this target also now because of this unfortunate sky glow going on here. Shoot the horse head each night. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. No. If there was high clouds, the high clouds, I'm pretty sure it would just look darker. This is like sky glow low on the horizon, which could be just like some extra haze or moisture in the air, and that's like reflecting the light pollution more, I think is what kind of can happen. Yeah. So last night I was able to go until 11:30, I think, and I think I was getting pretty good subs the whole way. I suppose we can take a look at that. Let's take a look at last night's data here. So this is the first sub. This is the first sub, and this is the last one. Yeah, there's like none of that sky glow going on. Oh yeah, that'll definitely spoil some images. So yeah, we just must have some, must be just hazy on the horizon, looking towards the south tonight. I've seen that before. It's not unprecedented. Also, excessive moonlight will do that, but we have less moon tonight than last night, so shouldn't be moonlight that's causing that issue. Well, we may have to abandon ship on this target. Should I try to shoot something else? Let's see what we got. I need to do this and do this. Yeah, it's still pretty high up. You're on the jellyfish nebula, cool. I kind of want to go outside and take a look at it, but also not, because that'll ruin a sub. I could stop the exposure. I could do check out, look in between exposures. Maybe we'll go out another half hour. Or maybe I'll just let it run. Just throw away the exposure I don't use, you know, it's not that big of a deal. Consistent 1.0. Well, as long as it's consistent, that's good. Yeah, my guiding's pretty good. I think it gets a little bit worse as we get lower on the horizon, and as it gets into this sky glow, I think then the guide scope has a little bit harder time, or the guide camera has a little bit harder time, you know, seeing the stars, right? So see the sky glow starting to work its way into the live stack. That's good. I like to hear that. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of egg shapes here in the live stack. You know, that'll blur exterminate out. And I definitely would like more consistency. Oh, Cheg's got his rig out. Cool. If you're watching Cheg, that's cool. That's awesome. 30-second exposures with no trailing. Yeah, brother. Check out, yeah, Cheg built this cool, let me see if I can find, scroll back a bit, in the rigs section. He's got a little DIY Astro tracker. So many rig pics to scroll through. Did I go too far? Or maybe he didn't post them here. I definitely have seen them in here. Well, we've got a shot of the rig set up outside. A little tricky to see. Well, he's got like a stepper and a belt drive going on there. He's got like a laser dot that looks like for polar alignment. Yeah. Just some circuit board hanging off of there. No big deal. But that's his cool 3D printed tracker, and he says he's doing close that 30-second exposures with no trailing. Just a phone picture of the laptop screen. But based on that, it does look like he's probably got pretty round stars there. That's awesome. Yeah, I gotta find... a picture of his rig. I don't know if I scrolled past it or what, but I know he had it. Maybe he shared it weeks and weeks ago. I seem to recall seeing that not too long ago, but time flies, you know. Maybe it was a while ago. Maybe he didn't post it in rigs. Maybe he posted it somewhere else. Yeah, I think maybe he posted... Yeah, I think maybe he posted it in the projects channel. But we've been... Oh, yeah, here it is. Yeah, here he is. Yeah, here it is. That's a good view. Neat concept. I like the belt, big 3D printed pulley. Belt drive here. 3D printed case. Or base to it. So he's got a planetary gearbox on that stepper. Let me see. Did he mention that elsewhere? I think I saw another picture of it. You guys are working on projects, man. This thing is full. It's hard to find stuff. Which is awesome. But also kind of how Discord can kind of suck for organizing and finding things, right? So, well, anyways, that's our friend Cheg's mount. Astro tracker. That's a cool concept. I dig it. So can't wait to see what he puts together with that. Running it through Nina, which is also very cool. Looks like he's controlling his camera with an intervalometer, though. It's got that hanging down here. So maybe not getting full control in Nina. Huh, that's interesting. Curious what you got going on there, Cheg, so we'll have to... I'll have to chat about that in the Discord. Yep, telescope's still there. Nina does support Canon and Nikon DSLR. It's cool. Yeah, I haven't looked into that myself. Because I do not have a Canon or Nikon DSLR. I used to have a Canon. I used to have a couple different Canons. Never had a Nikon though. I was always a Canon kind of guy. Guiding looking good. Showing 0.88. Yeah, looking pretty good. So I think I'll just let this run. Sky glow, no sky glow. You know, if it's really bad, I'll toss the subs later on. We'll just stick with the sequence that I've got set up here. So Christmas tree cluster until 11:30. Yeah, 11:30. And then we'll switch over to the Owl Nebula and then M51. So we'll get a few hours of data on both of those targets tonight. Hopefully everything goes good. And fun stuff. Yeah, it's better off. You're better off, especially because it has a cooler on it. So I think you're better off. Me better off. And I think I'm gonna be better off if I go to bed pretty soon tonight, because I got stuff to do tomorrow. Not early in the morning or anything, but yeah, I want to make sure and get a good night's sleep. So I think I'm gonna end the stream right about here.
Great success.
And just see if there's somebody worth it. There is somebody worth rating on. Scott Manley is on. He doesn't stream very often, at least not on Twitch. But Scott Manley's got some Kerbal Space Program going on, so that could be kind of fun. I don't know if you guys don't know who Scott Manley is, you definitely need to check out Scott Manley. So we'll raid, even though there's only a few of us here. We'll raid Scott Manley just to say that we did, because Scott Manley's a badass. So let me set that up. Let's set up the raid. He's Kerbal Space Programming. His name is SZYG, whatever that means. Okay, thank you guys for being here. Mithridites, Astro, you're awesome. Let's see. Mazif was here. All you guys are great. Thanks for being here. I'm gonna let this run. And sorry, this is kind of a shorter stream tonight, but like I said, I gotta get to bed. So I appreciate you guys. Check out the Discord if you're not in the Discord. And the camera collimator project, I need to get a video finished on that. I want to get that video up sometime. I can't work on it tomorrow, probably not Thursday. I don't know. Hopefully I can get that going by the weekend. But if you want to build a camera collimator, hit me up in the Discord. I'll send you the files. We can work something out before I officially release it. So, all right, guys, you guys are great. We are rating in 8 seconds. All right, peace out.